drifting through the sky. This is important news. It means he's finally sleeping deeply enough to dream, thanks to his inspired intellect, and lonely sleeping better too. It's he doesn't offer opportunities.
After years of war, no one could stand between my men and home. Not even me.
Promise me you will come back.
What if I can't?
After 10 brutal years, the war is finally over. Troy has fallen. Odysseus, king of Ithaca, just wants to go home. This is the story that would become one of the oldest adventure tales in human history, the Odyssey. Odysseus is famous for one thing above all else, being clever. This story is about to test that reputation completely. It should take a matter of weeks. It ends up taking 10 more years. First stop, raiding the Cicones for supplies. The Cicones fight back hard, and the crew only just makes it back to the ships alive. A storm then blows them completely off course. They land on the island of the Lotus Eaters, where the fruit makes you forget everything, even wanting to go home. The lotus fruit doesn't hurt anyone. It just makes leaving feel completely pointless. Odysseus has to physically drag his own men back to the ships. Next, an island with a cave full of cheese and livestock. Free food, they assume. Inside, there are signs someone already lives here. Whoever it is, they're not home yet. The cave belongs to a cyclops, one giant eye, and absolutely no interest in guests. He rolls a boulder over the entrance so massive, no human could ever move it. He traps them inside and starts eating the crew 2 at a time. Odysseus offers him wine, strong and undiluted. The Cyclops has never tasted anything like it. When the Cyclops asks his name, Odysseus tells him nobody. Clever for now. Once he's finally asleep, drunk and satisfied, the crew drives a sharpened stake into his single eye. His screams bring the other Cyclopes running, asking who's hurting him. "Nobody is hurting me," he shouts back. Confused, they simply leave. In the morning, the blinded Cyclops feels each sheep leaving the cave, checking for riders on their backs. He never thinks to check underneath. The crew escapes clinging to the bellies of sheep, slipping right past him. Odysseus almost gets away clean. Almost. He can't resist one thing, shouting his real name back as they sail away. Turns out the Cyclops is Poseidon's son, which Odysseus conveniently forgot to consider. Poseidon curses him personally. 10 years lost at sea, arriving home alone to total chaos. The King of the Winds gives Odysseus a gift, a bag containing every storm wind, sealed safely away. Ithaca actually comes into view. The crew has been quietly suspicious of that bag the entire voyage. They assume their king has been hiding treasure from them the whole time. Convinced it's gold, they finally open it. Every wind escapes at once, blowing them straight back to where they started. Desperate, the fleet sails on and finds a harbor that looks perfectly calm and safe. It belongs to the Laestrygonians, giants who eat sailors instead of trading with them. They hurl boulders down from the cliffs, smashing 11 of the 12 ships instantly. Only Odysseus' own ship, anchored further out, manages to escape. From a fleet of 12, exactly one ship and one crew is left. A sorceress named Circe turns half of what's left of his men into actual pigs. One man barely escapes the same fate and runs back to warn the others. Even the god Hermes has to step in, handing Odysseus a herb that blocks Circe's magic completely. Odysseus resists her and forces her to change his men back. Circe becomes an ally instead, and Odysseus ends up staying a full year before anyone remembers they're supposed to be leaving. Circe's parting advice: visit the land of the dead first. There, the blind prophet Tiresias gives him one very specific warning. Whatever happens, do not touch the cattle of the sun, god Helios. Odysseus also crosses paths with the ghost of Achilles, the greatest warrior of the entire war. Even in death, Achilles says he'd rather be a poor farmhand alive than a king among the dead. The ghost of Agamemnon warns him about something darker too. Coming home doesn't always mean coming home safely. He also meets the ghost of his own mother, who died of grief while waiting for him. The Sirens' song promises to reveal every secret of Troy and the wider world, an impossible temptation for any sailor. Odysseus has his crew plug their ears with wax, then ties himself to the mast just to hear it and survive. He begs to be untied. His crew, ears sealed with wax, can't even hear him. Next, a narrow strait with a monster on each side. Scylla, a six-headed creature that eats sailors whole. Charybdis, a whirlpool that swallows entire ships. Odysseus picks the lesser evil, steering towards Scylla instead of Charybdis. 6 men die instantly, snatched straight off the deck by her heads. Next, an island with the sun god's sacred cattle. Tiresias' warning was clear: don't touch them. It's meant to be the one rule they absolutely cannot break. Trapped by bad weather and starving, weeks of hunger eventually break the crew's will completely. Helios is furious. Zeus destroys the ship with a lightning bolt in response. Every remaining crew member dies. Only Odysseus survives. Washed ashore completely alone, he's found by the nymph Calypso. She keeps him on her island for 7 years, offering immortality if he'll just stay forever. Immortality, luxury, a goddess for a companion. By most standards, an incredible offer. He turns it down anyway. Home matters more. The gods finally intervene, forcing Calypso to let him go. A storm wrecks his makeshift raft, and he washes up half-drowned on a new shore. He's actually found first by a young princess named Nausicaa, washing laundry on the beach with her friends. Most people would run from a stranger this ragged and salt-crusted. She doesn't. The Phaeacians take him in, and he tells them his entire 10-year story so far. They're stunned into silence, hearing a war hero recount his own impossible decade. They finally, mercifully, sail him the rest of the way home. Ithaca isn't the home he left. Over 100 suitors have moved into his palace. Every one of them wants to marry Penelope and claim the throne for himself. They're eating his food, spending his fortune, and courting his wife. Certain he's dead. Some of the suitors have even started plotting to kill Telemachus before he can inherit the throne. Before entering his own palace, Odysseus stays with Eumaeus, a loyal swineherd who has no idea he's talking to his actual king. Athena disguises him as an old beggar so he can see the situation for himself first. The suitors mock the disguised beggar without any idea who they're actually mocking. Even his own loyal dog Argos recognizes him instantly after 20 years. Then dies, right there, finally at peace. His own son, Telemachus, just a baby when his father left, is now a grown man, and doesn't recognize him either, until Odysseus reveals himself in secret. Penelope has been stalling the suitors for years, unraveling a burial shroud every night that she wove all day. Penelope sets an impossible challenge for whoever wants to marry her. String Odysseus's massive bow, then fire a single arrow clean through the aligned holes of 12 axe heads in a row. Every suitor tries, every single one fails, unable to even bend the bow enough to string it. Nobody in the room suspects the ragged beggar is actually their host, watching everything unfold. Then the disguised beggar asks for a turn. They laugh, until he strings it, and the arrow flies clean through all 12. Odysseus deliberately blocks every exit before revealing who he really is. He turns the bow on the suitors instead, and with his son's help, kills every one of them. After the slaughter, the palace goes eerily quiet, 20 years of waiting finally colliding with this one moment. Even now, Penelope doesn't fully believe it's really him. She tests him. Ask a servant to move their marriage bed. Odysseus reacts immediately. The bed was built around a living tree. It can't be moved. It's such a specific private detail that no imposter could possibly fake it. Only the real Odysseus would know that. It's really him. 10 years to fight a war. 10 more years just to get home. 20 years total, just to leave and come back to the exact same place. Homer's version was told out loud for centuries, long before it was ever written down, which, honestly, might be the most relatable travel story ever written.